Welcome to the class, children. So, today we are going to see the beautiful lesson, My Reminiscence, which was written by Rabindranath Tagore. So, Unit 4, Prose, My Reminiscence by Rabindranath Tagore. So, here, reminiscence means the act of remembering, talking, or writing events or experiences remembered from the past. So, here, my reminiscence means the act of remembering or talking or writing about events or experiences remembered from the past. So, here we have some kind of remembrance or experience from our poet Rabindranath Tagore. So, today we are going to see the lesson Unit 4 Prose My Reminiscence by Rabindranath Tagore. So, this lesson about the author returned from England. So here author, who is the author of this lesson? Rabindranath Tagore. So he returned from England. He visited his brother Jyotirndra and his wife at Chandamgarh. The lovely days he spent with them in boating, singing, and writing poems from the villa called Morin's Garden had been made memorable days. Morin's Garden had been made memorable days. He describes his stay there in this lesson. Okay, this is what my reminiscence. We'll see the lesson briefly. Before going to the lesson, we'll see about the author. Now, let's see about the author. Rabindranath Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore Rabindranath Tagore was born in 1861. He was a Nobel Prize winning Bengali poet, author, philosopher, artist, and educator. He wrote Geetanjali in 1912. My Reminiscences was written and published in his 50th year, shortly before he started on a trip to Europe and America for his failing health in 1912. It was in the course of this trip that he wrote for the first time in the English language for publication. This is short few things about the author. Now we'll move on to the lesson briefly. Now, when I returned home from the outset of my second voyage to England, my brother Jyotirndra and sister-in-law were living in a riverside villa at Chandarnagar, and there I went to stay with them. So, which means a Tagore, Rabindranath Tagore, returned home from the outset of his second voyage to England. Voyage means journey. Okay, so his brother Jyotirndra lived in a riverside villa at Chandannagar in West Bengal. Tagore went there to stay with him. With a sad longing, Tagore captured his incredible days spent joyfully along the wooded banks of the river Ganges. The bright sky, breeze, flow of the river, it stretched from horizon to horizon, greenery, all wait the food and drink for the hungry and thirsty soul of the author. The author noticed many changes. Okay, now the author noticed many changes when he visited the Ganges after a long time. The greenery had been replaced by huge, noisy mills emitting smoke. Okay, so the greenery was missing. The greenery had been replaced by huge, noisy mills emitting smoke. This might be for good, but the author could not agree on it. Okay, he's not agree on it. The author spent his afternoons at the riverside singing songs to his own tunes and playing the harmonium. Sometimes he sailed in the boat singing songs with his brother, playing with violin till the evening. Okay, so what they will do is He sailed in the boat singing songs with his brother, playing the violin till the evening they'll spend there. At night, Tagore sat on the terrace facing the river. At night, Tagore sat on the terrace facing the river. He viewed the river reflecting the moonlight, dark trees bordering the river banks, and a silver streak separating the land and water. So he observed everything. At night, Tagore sat on the terrace and facing the river. He just viewing how the river reflecting the moonlight, dark trees bordering the river banks, and a silver streak separating the land and water. So Tagore described his villa Morin's garden. It had stone stairs leading to a broad veranda. The rooms were not on the same level and not regularly arranged. The big sitting room facing the landing steps had stained glass windows with colored pictures. One picture had a swing hanging from a dense branch with a couple on it. The other picture had people walking on a staircase leading to a castle like palace in grand dresses. When the light fell on the glass pictures, it made the scene alive. So one picture had a swing hanging from a dense branch with a couple on it. The other picture had people walking on a staircase leading to a castle like palace in grand dresses. When the light fell on the glass pictures, it made the scene alive. Tago's room was in a round tower on the top, with windows around viewing the tree tops and sky. Tagore wrote his famous poem from this room. Morin's Garden was a riverside villa at Chandarnagar in Hooghly district, West Bengal. Okay, so Tagore's brother Jyotirendra and his sister-in-law lived there. Where? Morin's Garden. Tagore stayed with them. The boats came till the land steps of the villa. In the late evenings, the family sat on the terrace facing the river. A flight of stone embedded steps lead from the riverside water to a long, broad veranda of the house. The rooms were not regularly arranged and all were not the same level. Some rooms had to be reached by a short flight of stairs. The big sitting room overlooking the landing steps had stained glass windows with colored picture. The topmost room of the house was in a round tower with windows opening to every side. Nothing can be seen from the windows except the tree tops and the open sky. Tagore used this room for writing poetry. So this is what, if they ask the question in exam, just write about Mohan's garden. You just explained, okay, how Mohan's garden, where like that you should explain. Now we'll see the vocabulary part. So here, glossary: ineffable. Ineffable, which means beyond expression, to be expressed. Next, languid, which means moving slowly. Plaintive, which means sound sad. So plaintive means meaning sad. Plaintive, which means sounding sad. Ministration means the act of helping or caring. Ministration means the act of helping or caring. Wrought. Wrought, which means cost. Okay, so wrought, W sound silent. Wrought. Clustering, which means forming a group. Clustering, which means forming a group. Next, belching. Belching, which means to let air come up. To let air come up. Next, veritable, which means more exciting. Garb, which means clothes. Garb means clothes. Okay. So next, fill in the blanks. Fill in the blanks here. First one, the author speak about the river. Answer Ganges. Okay, the author speaks about the river. Answer Ganges. Second one, the author's brother's name is Jyotirendra. Third one, the dash glimmered over the smooth flowing stream. Answer, moonlight. The moonlight glimmered over the smooth flowing stream. Fourth one, the beauty of Bengal and the Ganges served as food and drink to the author. Okay, so here drink answer itself they have given in the fill in the blanks. Okay, ma. Question answer I will post. Okay, I'll post the question answer. Kindly copy it. Thank you, ma. Just read the lesson. Okay, read the lesson by yourself. Okay, thank you.